I'm not sure if I'm okay. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is a place to be where you get the tools and the trips, ticks, trips. I'm getting flustered because it's just me. Tools, tips, and tricks to help you grow a profitable business online. I'm Terry Johnson from Terry Johnson Online. Usually, Fran from the Bizchicks is here, but I'm not sure what's going on, so we're going to get started. Hopefully, she joins us, in a bit. And I haven't received any messages, so I'm just going to roll with the punches. That's what we do here. So today is February 14th, Valentine's Day, and I don't have the banner up, and I'm not gonna fool with it. I'm gonna leave it. And today we're gonna talk about marketing in the sense of winning hearts and minds. That was the title that I put on the show, Winning Hearts and Minds. So exactly what is winning hearts and minds? Well, winning hearts and minds is about you getting to develop a relationship with your audience online, and you give them what they need. So when you do that, when you give them the things that they need and want, they have a tendency to connect with you more, and that builds what I call the customer journey, the customer relationship journey, where you don't start out, especially on social media, you don't start out with selling. People think, okay, people are making money, people are selling products and services online, but that's not the starting point. You don't start there. Selling is the end of the line. The beginning of the line is winning hearts and minds. So let me get my notes so I can give you more information about this. So winning hearts and minds is more about how marketing is really building a relationship with a future customer, because that's what you're doing with your audience. Your audience, see, when Fran's not here, stuff is just falling all over. Hello. See, Fran is here.
Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So
Okay.
I got started and everything was just jumping around. My iPad is falling. I was like, see what happens when I have to open the show?
Well, I am so glad.
So
Go ahead.
I think I did the intro correct.
It sounded good
I
to
got
me.
okay, you heard it. Okay. I was trying to remember from memory, like, okay, what do we usually say at the beginning of the show? Because I'm never the one saying it.
Yeah.
But we're talking about winning hearts and minds. So because today is, Valentine's Day, there's love in the air. So I want you to have love, the love of your audience, the love of a future customer. So that's what winning hearts and minds is really about. So we're gonna get into that. So let me get back to my notes because I dropped my iPad. Let me get back to it. So I was saying that marketing is really building a relationship with your future customer.
Mm.
So yeah, right. You like that? Let me
Yeah,
turn
because
my
it's kind of
sound
like
down.
a
My sound down.
future, like you go on a date for the first time and you're kind of trying to get to know the person. You just don't go in on the first.
You don't go for the hard sell. Like, hi, buy my product, my service from my business. And I'm like, well, who are you? I don't know who you are. You got to start there. You
Yeah.
got to start there. So you're building a relationship with a future customer, because that's what the people in your audience are. They're attracted to what you have to say,
Yeah.
because you're being the resource. That's one of the things, is being a resource. One of the points. Mars says love in the air is great and all, but will there be chocolate? Well, I can't feed it through the my webcam.
It'll be virtual chocolate, Mark. Virtual chocolate.
Virtual chocolate. Just thought about the Eddie Murphy
Yeah, I
movie.
did too.
Okay, so let's, since we're all here together. Now, building that relationship is by winning their hearts, but first you start with the mind. That's what I mean about being the resource. So this is all attracts to having a customer centric focus instead of a business first focus. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah. Uh,
Because for some reason, a lot of people think, well, okay, I have my business. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to use social media because I hear all of these, everybody's making millions. And people are making millions. Some people aren't making millions. Some people are making thousands. Nothing wrong with that. It's you're still making more than zero,
and
right?
and
So
and what they
mm,
don't tell you is they started slow. They didn't start out the gate making millions. They started out with one sale.
mm. But how
One
did they get
sale.
that one sale? How did they get that one sale though?
One
That's
sale.
what they forget. What were the things that you did to get that one sale? Well, you have to multiply that. That's called scaling. So the process, and we talk about this a lot. I mean, this the whole year, the beginning of the year, we've been talking about content that gets the attention of your audience, that brings them in, that builds an audience. And I was saying the crucial factor is you got to have an audience first. But how do you get that audience? And that's why we were talking about using the tools like Chat GPT and stuff to find out the why. Why do they buy? That was a hard question to answer before Chat GPT. I'm sorry to say it was hard and it was a long process. Now it's a little easier and the process is shorter. Okay, Mark says one of the things that I always work on with clients is that are in sales is that is about the connection, not your product or service. If you make the connection, the rest will take care of itself. Ooh, you knocked that one out the park, Mark. That 100%, 1,000%, 1,000%. It's about the connection.
Connections.
See, if you start out, well, I'm gonna go on social media and go on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and I'm gonna say buy my this is 15% off or 50%, whatever percent off. That's not going to get you a sale. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's free. If it's something I don't need, I don't want it. Why would I buy that? See? So going on and yes, you can go on and say, here's a discount coupon, here's a Black Friday, here's 10% off, here's whatever. You can do that, but not off the bat. I gotta know who you are first, right?
Right.
That's like Fran was saying about the dating. You the first date, the guy shows up with a ring. Will you marry me?
Like, get away.
Whoa, pump your brakes, dude. Pump. Stop. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know where you live. Were you married before? Do you have kids? What about your family? What about your cousins?
We know
What about the
nothing.
family reunion? What happens when I go to the family? What am I going to see? I don't know any of that. So, dude, you can have a 10 carat well, okay, maybe let's scale it back. Maybe a little diamond. And we like, I
I'm not
don't know.
coming in for a 10K. I'm sorry.
Exactly, exactly, because
No.
you don't know what strings come with that. Just like I said, who your people, what
And
you
you're,
do.
yeah, and so connections are whoever you're connecting with, those are going to be your people. You whoever, um, whatever that company stands for, whatever
Mm-hmm.
that company. Okay, remember the tiki torches?
Yes, I remember. Yes, and they were associated with something bad, and they didn't want that.
So the tiki torch people was like, oh no, we have to
Mm-mm.
disassociate from all of y'all.
Yeah, immediately put out a statement. Tiki Torch does not endorse this behavior. Blah blah blah. You have to let your people know. You
Right,
have to.
right.
You
And so
cannot
their
just be silent. Mhm.
people were like, oh, we got you. We understand that you're not doing this.
Right. We know you're just, an object that goes in the backyard when we're having a barbecue or we, chilling and having a party or whatever, and we don't want bugs and things flying around. We know that. But see, that's how where we are now with marketing in the world that you don't control your item, you don't control your service, how somebody interprets it. We did before the internet. You could do that because there was no connection like it is now. There's no instant connection.
Yeah, right
Us-
now, you do anything,
It's
Somebody,
instantly on. Yeah.
you
So
gotta,
before it was like it had to be in the newspaper or something, and then you got if it happened during a certain time of the day, you didn't hear about it till the next day or the next day because it's the newspaper being delivered. But now,
it,
instantly.
and you're right, and you don't get to tell the narrative if you haven't told the narrative of your story before.
Hmm.
Uh, it's subject to be told in somebody else's eyes from somebody else's viewpoint. So you
Right.
got to get a handle on it.
And this was happening before the internet. It's just that now we're more aware.
Yeah.
Instead of it taking days or weeks to hear about a story, it's in hours. Especially if you go on Twitter, it's instantaneous. And I'll give you an example of how this goes way back when Twitter first started and nobody was paying attention to Twitter. Well, when that flight on the Hudson, I forgot the name of the flight, the Captain Sully landed that plane on the Hudson here in New York, and people were standing on the wing. What happened was there was a guy, I don't know if he was a reporter or whatever. He was on one of the rescue boats and he took a picture of the people standing on the plane. Like he was right there. So that went viral and Twitter took off because of that one thing. Because we would have
We
never
would have
seen
never
that
seen that.
before.
And because there
Right.
was no ABC, CBS, Fox, nobody else was
Yeah,
out
they
there.
weren't in the boat. They didn't put the report. Usually what happens when something like that happens, they're on the shore. They're standing on the shore talking about something that's way out in the water because Hudson's a really big, wide river. So they would have never been able to see it.
But
And they
per-
didn't put people right. So I one of the people on the rescue. I think what happened was a lot of because there's non Coast Guard boats around here because of the harbor and stuff. So I think one of those
I think it was
there
the
was a
guard.
call. Everybody go right. Everybody go to that one spot. So it was a non Coast Guard boat. And it was just the guy on the boat took a picture with his phone.
And it was, I mean, I'm sure we can look up who the person was, but
Right. It's there. I could go back, but this was way I can't even remember how long this was. But it was the guy he took the picture. The people were on the plane was sitting on top of the water just chilling and people were standing on top of the wing. And we were like, that was nothing we'd ever seen before. So that's the world we're in now because we're used to it now. I
and
think this was
talking
2008
about
maybe.
winning hearts and minds,
Mm-hmm.
people of New York City, their hearts and minds were won that day because of Sully landed the
Right.
plane in the
An out of the ordinary occurrence, which is
right.
what happens in New York. It has to be an out of the ordinary. Ordinary stuff, we like, yeah, whatever. But a plane landing on the Hudson and people standing and people living and this and that, and then we get to see it instantaneously, and it was like boom. And I remember that day because the news broke in. It was like plane lands, and I was like, what? What? So that being, we're just explaining how things are now, the way information travels faster and fast, and it's going to be faster than that.
Right.
So just get ready. But that's the part of it where you don't marketing is now you don't get to control the narrative of your business once it's out in the wild. Once it's out there, people carry it like a leaf or what they just carry it like, oh, I know what I was thinking about, the mosh pits where somebody jumps in and they get carried by different people and you don't know, the person doesn't know where they're going to end up, they're just riding like the people are just moving them around the crowd. So that's kind of like what it is. So and Mark says the strategies for attracting, gaining customers and retaining customers are different. It's a different pool. Yes, the strategies for attracting and gaining, and that's a part of the winning hearts and minds. Because the things that you do to attract that initial, connection, and then say they become a customer and they're on the other side of it, that's another journey. That's another connection where you have to keep that connection going. You have
So
to keep in touch.
I was listening to a gentleman. He said there's got to be three yeses for you to make a connection.
Yep.
One, do you? I've got to look at my notes, but it's do you like me? If there's not a yes on that, that's probably not going to.
That's where it ends.
Do you like me? Do you trust me? I was
Mhm.
like, ooh, okay, you need to have a yes for that. 3 yeses
Yep.
required. Do they like me? Do they like me? Can I help them? And do they trust me?
All those things have to be a yes. And the deal is, and I keep explaining that people think social media is this ATM machine that you put a card in and a sale comes out and you do nothing but punch a number. Put your pin in, the money comes out. That's kind of how it works, but there's more stuff in there. How do you make somebody put the card in the ATM machine? What's
You,
the motivation for that?
oh, what's my motivation? Because I was thinking about something for somebody, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking I could set up or help you set up your video, your all of your commercial, like a little video or
Right.
something.
The video. Mhm.
So, but that doesn't do anything if you don't put the video out there
Right.
or you don't use the content that was created with the video.
Right.
If,
Right.
if you got to have a system every day for putting something out. Okay, this is the where you wear how to wear jeans with tennis shoes, how to do something. Give me something to
And that's
know
the
you.
consistency. That's the consistency part that we all have a hard road with because it's consistency. It's doing it, and then oh man, you mean I got to do this
Again,
once a week? Well, not even once a week. Every couple of days, every day. That's the part that people falter at.
right?
That's the part.
And that's how people get to know you. See that if we're going to win hearts and minds, they got to get to know what they're getting into. Okay, so
Yes,
I know if I'm coming here on Tuesday, TJ is always going to bring me something to help me market my business better.
I'm gonna
And,
try that. That's the promise that we make.
right.
And try to live up that promise. That's another thing about delivering on your promise. Because
And
if you show up, you gotta and you promising something, you gotta deliver it.
and TJ, she just always gives, gives, gives. I've not heard um, a offer yet. Every
Right,
Tuesday, it's just been giving, 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 giving. However,
right.
if she were to offer a class or offer something, we'd probably be inclined to take the class because she's been winning hearts and minds by
Well, that's
bringing
good
them.
to know. Thank you. I mean, and a part of that, I'll give you a little journey on that because I've been always been thinking about what's beyond this, what's the offer. But I don't want to just jump out and just, people go, here's a course, here's a this, here's a that. I'm like, no, I want to be really thoughtful about it. And also, it's because things change so much. Like now, we're in this AI world where I mean, I know it was there. It was just like all of a sudden, boom, we're going 100 miles an hour when we were going like 20. And to that, it's like, okay, you got to think about the right way to approach that because
Yes.
I mean, I've seen it all. The chat GPT course and the this and that. I'm like, but it just came out. You don't know anything. You just know what it is today. And
And
there's a land grab.
and not knowing how to use it. And whereas here, TJ just brought some really good information over the last couple of weeks on how to make you a better content creator. And then she didn't charge you a course for it. She
I mean, my offer is going to be follow me everywhere and join the Discord because that's going to be the part where I put something more, whether
yes.
it's there's free stuff or if it's paid, it's going to be there. That's going to be the place where it's going to be like, okay, it's going to reside there, and then it could go somewhere from there. But you got to have these breadcrumbs that say, go one place. I see a lot of people online that say, go here, go there, go this, go that. I'm like, just follow me, Terry Johnson, online, someplace wherever you want to be. I might be there. I'm probably there with a link. Use that link or go to the Discord. There'll be an announcement there. And then I
Yeah.
might move from Discord to something else. But for right now, I'm liking Discord because there's the app part and there's a web part, and all you have to do is sign up.
So you said something that's key. Breadcrumbs.
Mhm.
Hansel and Gretel. What did the, I guess it was the Wicked Witch or the little,
I'm
the
trying to
house.
think.
She
Was it?
used,
It was Hansel and Gretel. And was it the gingerbread house?
yeah, there was a gingerbread house. However,
Think of that.
what did, now see the little person, the witchy woman or whoever it was trying to get the kids, they used something the kids wanted. That
Yes.
gingerbread house with the candy and stuff,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
there was breadcrumbs leading
Leading them right.
to the house. And when they get over there to the house, it's this great gingerbread house with cookies and candies and candy canes and all kind of stuff happening.
All kind of goodies that the kids wanted to eat, and
Right.
who could turn that down? I love that analogy. I love that. That's what you should be doing online. And why is it more important? And I've said it before that I felt some kind of urgency. I never knew what it was, and now I know what it is. It's just the fact that this Chat GPT and the other tools, everybody's going to make content that connects, because that tool targets and pinpoints when you ask it correctly. This is another thing about it. You got to ask the right question to get the right answer
Mm-hmm.
with these tools. And some people, I've seen some discussions, oh, it just gives out generic information. It's very this is very I said, well, you didn't ask it correctly, because I the way I've asked it, and I've come at it different ways and say, well, this, that, and the other, and I've gotten great stuff on. But see, this is people that go, oh, take it at face value and go, it's not, it's just a fad. It's I'm like, you people are crazy. This thing's gonna be integrated
It's
into
already integrated.
everything.
The,
Into everything.
I saw something come across on YouTube or somewhere that was talking about how to integrate Siri with Chat GPT, and I was like,
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Now
okay,
this doesn't make it correct. Now that's the other part of it. And we talked about it on Friday, that this is where I think Google stumbled a little. But there was some back end discussion about a comma being in the wrong place, and it was the right
really,
answer or something. Yeah, with it was the James Webb Telescope question, and something about something being the wrong place. But see, this just shows you that it can give out wrong information that needs to be fact checked. So people out here just running around with it, you know, just a lightsaber. This thing is a lightsaber. They're just running around, just waving it, just chopping people. No, you got to be intent with it. It's the intent of it, and there has to be certain protections for people who don't know what they're doing. And that's why I use the lightsaber, because that's a from Star Wars, that you got to know what you're doing with that thing.
you gonna hurt yourself or somebody
It's
else.
a lightsaber. It's a laser. It's okay. So that's what it is. And there's a lot of people just waving that thing around, just messing up everything. So yes, there is the fear of misinformation. We're
Yeah,
entering into that era, and but we've had that before with the elections and this and that. That's one of the battles Facebook and Meta and everybody's trying to get their wrap their heads around it and try to help with misinformation. But this is where it has to be a person, people have to be aware of that.
and we've had
So
misinformation all along.
yeah, it's always been missing, but that combined with the speed of information that gets shared, I think
Right.
that's where we're getting messed up. The speed of information shared, and then you have a lot of people who don't fact check, who don't care, who don't double check. They just share without thought.
Yeah, and that's been a thing because people still do
Yeah,
that, and that's
they
why
still do that.
we get
It's
weirdness
going
out
to get
there.
it's the problem is compounded now with AI. It's
Right.
compound. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a scary thing. Misinformation is going to be the biggest hurdle. It is the biggest hurdle now, but it's going to be even bigger as we move along to Web3, the metaverse, whatever's to come.
Look, Mark had a comment. He said, I prefer will they
Or
tolerate me?"
tolerate me. Well, we're in the part where social media is okay. You got to be the resource. You got to know, or if you promise or deliver, you have to promise it. You have to live. You have to deliver it. There's no second chance. So you
and
got to be deliberate.
you have to deliver consistently, because you will
Yes.
see, uh, uh, um, just like with the Twitter feed, every time something comes up, your stuff is getting pushed down, and you're getting pushed down even on the Instagram feed. You don't get to stay top of mind if you don't do top of mind activity.
Right. And then see, a part of the issue is that, and I was saying about, did I say something about that people want they want millions of followers. They want millions of customers. Well, if you're in an industry or a niche, you might not get that. You may get I was saying people making millions online. A lot of people are, but some people are making thousands. Some people are making hundreds of thousands. It depends on the
Right,
niche, and their consistency and their strategy and how they execute it. Do they, it depends. It's all about scaling. Are you doing it yourself, or do you do it to, you do it yourself until you get to a point where you have the revenue to hire a team?
right.
Those are the
McDonald's
people that are making millions. They've hired people to
McDonald's didn't
do.
get to billions in the first
Right.
weekend.
No, they did not.
McDonald's been in business almost 100 years now.
I think 1930 something, I'm
So
thinking.
McDonald's been in business a long time, and um, they're not. They didn't.
And speaking of McDonald's, I saw the news story. I was, because I'm listening while I'm working. I
Seven.
got to investigate it. There's a news story. There's a marketing campaign with Cardi B and her husband now, something for Valentine's Day. And I was thinking that's why McDonald's is a brand that is still around. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. That they have some kind of Valentine, because they're a married couple, and Cardi B's a hot rapper. Offset is he's well known too. um, so McDonald's, they go, okay, how can we be relevant?
Right.
That's another part of it. Oh, McDonald's opened 1955. Okay, thank you. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna read it. And I think they got an ad and stuff. This is USA Today. Valentine's Day, McDonald's has a special Cardi B and offset meal meant for two. And there's a video that's going up. I really should bring this up on. Let me see. Let's look at this real quick. Let me see if I can bring it up on the oh okay, let me bring it up because it just came out today. I'm listening to the news and I'm going, okay, what's going on? McDonald's and Cardi B. And my screen, I got my screen set to black, so it's gonna come up with a black background.
Is that new? Because I was like, I did.
Hold
They're
on.
doing.
I just heard it like an hour ago. Let me bring up this news
Okay.
story. Here it is. It's from USA Today. And here's the ad. So let me see. Can we bring it up? Let me see.
Yeah, you can punch it over there in the middle. There you go.
First, me or you? Me. Of course, duh. I've been wanting to tell you that I love you, but a girl can never tell a man that she love him first. Yeah, I gotta see you love me first. Is that true? Okay. So, what is your favorite nickname I have for you? Hubbington. Yeah, I don't want to call you like something cheesy, like my little sprinkle. Oh no. Oh no, I would be the big sprinkle anyway. Yes. If I was a McDonald's sauce, what would I be? You definitely give barbecue sauce. You definitely give barbecue sauce. All right, because you're not sweet and sour, because I feel like sweet and sour, like, it's like too in between. You're not in between. You're right solid. There. Solid. So what is it about a quarter pounder that makes it your go-to? The quarter pounder, it ain't too small, it ain't too big, right? It's right in the middle. And then I'm gonna go
with the high speed, nice and quick, get up out of there, in and out. So, babe,
Mm.
what would you like to do this year for Valentine's Day?
I would like to get our meal. And I want to brag about it. Like, yeah, we got our own meals in McDonald's. And we're like, yes, it's us. It's us. Yes, we're the one that's holding the line. You get a carton offset meal. You get a carton offset meal. Yeah, everybody get a carton offset meals for McDonald's. Yeah. That's what I want to do for Valentine's Day.
I love you.
I love you.
Okay.
When you're
Okay,
traveling, you may
so
not
that
consider
is
how much.
that's cute. That's
Right.
cute. Let's read the story. So McDonald's revealed a special meal for two deal after a commercial just ahead. Oh, this was at the Super Bowl. I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
It's a meal. Did you see it?
I didn't see it at the Super Bowl.
Oh, me either. So they're saying it's the Cardi B and Offset meal, which becomes available today, Valentine's Day, for a limited time. It's a cheeseburger with barbecue sauce and large Coke. Cardi B's preferences and a quarter pounder with cheese and a large high C orange lava burst. That's Offset choice. So this is the quote. So whether it's going for a date night or grabbing a bite after late night studio sessions, I'm always asking Offset to take me to McDonald's. This is Cardi B. Offset and I have a meal named after us. I want all my fans to try it, especially with that barbecue sauce. Now, why would they do this? Why would McDonald's do this? Who's McDonald's customer?
The people who eat at McDonald's and
It's
the
usually young Gen Z,
late
young
nighters
people.
and people who do
Right.
not want to spend a lot of money on their
Right.
food.
Right. But see, McDonald's has a lot of segments of customers. This is
Right.
one Cardi B and her husband is going to appeal to a big subset of McDonald's customers, kids in urban areas. Because McDonald's everywhere. You just go to the corner, this and that. Also, there's the Uber Eats, Grubhub delivery, blah blah blah. But McDonald's knows that this will appeal to a large subset of their customers.
Right.
They're not going, oh, Cardi B, she's a rapper. She started out as a stripper, blah, blah, blah. They're not doing that. They're looking at like who is the biggest star or the biggest get? Who's the biggest get for that group?
Right.
She has a large following. You don't have to like her music. She has a large following. Not about liking her. It's about her audience, the people that she
Right.
brings. And then in the statement, she says, I want all my fans to try it because I got my meal. I love the commercial because it was just them sitting at a table talking.
Right.
There was no elaborate set. There was no elaborate script. All of those things you don't do anymore. I'm so glad that a corporation, because a lot of corporations aren't getting it. Their ads are just the same thing they've been doing 20 years. So McDonald's goes, okay, just sit them at a table, let them talk.
And Mark had a comment or two. He says,
Okay.
the idea of McDonald's still has a place in my heart from childhood, but not in my stomach. Thank you very much. I'm a big boy now, and my body says no. And they don't even care.
Here's the other one, and then we'll talk about it.
And I live in the birthplace of McDonald's. Well, it was born in the burbs, close enough.
So yes, Mark is correct, and McDonald's knows that you're not their customer because the older you get, you're concerned about cholesterol and high fat and salt and things like that. So you don't go to McDonald's. You may take your kids or your grandkids. McDonald's knows that. That's what I'm saying. This is the perfect ad. McDonald's knows that is Gen Z, suburban, urban. It could be suburban too, but urban areas because there's more McDonald's to choose from. There's like you can throw a rock. There's a McDonald's in New York. Okay. So they know that. McDonald's knows that. So they made an ad. They made Cardi B. They know Cardi B likes to talk. And some of the things she makes sense. She doesn't sound like she's making sense, but she's very thoughtful and intelligent in her words. It's just that, that's just how it comes out. You don't have to be a fan.
Nope.
And if you're not a fan, this ad isn't for you. See how we're getting away from everybody's a customer to McDonald's has segments of customers. Now they do have an older audience that comes in, but when they come in, they get a coffee, and a little,
Breakfast.
yes, they
They
get
come in
breakfast
for the breakfast.
and they sit down and they use the Wi-Fi and they're there for a while. So that commercial isn't for them, and McDonald's knows that. That's what I'm saying. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Right.
And it
Because,
wasn't a production. It wasn't like a Super Bowl. Let's put like, Michael Jackson, fireworks. It was just them dressed. Just they probably told them wear whatever. Oh, they probably had stylists though, but just something that appeals to that customer. So see how that works, the hearts and the minds.
right,
Then it's Valentine's Day, so you want to release that on Valentine's Day. They plan this well ahead in advance, but do
right.
you want to release it today?
And they knew their audience. They kept up with their fans too. The people who had the Cardi B has the hearts and minds of a certain segment, right?
Yeah,
And she talked to them,
loyal followers.
and she grew those. She didn't get her followers overnight either. She got them over
No,
the
she didn't get
years.
them overnight. Yeah, it took a while, but she's got them. And the thing is that when she says something on Instagram or she does a live or whatever, it's not just her fans, it's news. It goes out. Cardi B said blah 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 blah. And it just goes out everywhere. I'm not a follower of hers. If I go on Twitter or something, I will see it. Because our followers will
Right,
retweet it.
right.
User generated content. That's how I know.
And
I was
they're
like, I never heard of this. Like, where did this woman come from? She just came out of the wind, out of the clouds. But she's been doing things like reality shows and TV shows and blah blah blah. So that's that's how she built her audience to
right,
where okay now she took that reality show thing and turned it into music, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a great coming up story from nothing coming up. And like I said, if she's not your cup of tea, that's fine. We're just talking about the marketing aspect of it. And a part of this
and
is having to trust the heart, winning the hearts and minds of your audience, having the trust. So guess what? That McDonald's thing is selling out today. I
the
know it
McDonald's
is.
meal, and McDonald's didn't have another meal planned for that. Come on now, what
And
are
it's
you?
not right. And it's not specialty items. It's just what is your favorite meal? What do you love when you go to McDonald's? Well, I love the quarter pounder with cheese and the high C orange da 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 da. And Cardi B says, well, I love the this and that, and they put that together and you put a little heart in it or something, and boom, there you go. You got people coming in
For your
again,
stuff.
right, for your stuff, winning the hearts and minds, showing the trust, engaging with them, delivering on the promise. McDonald's has delivered for since 1955, so they don't have an issue with that. It's just okay. As a brand that's been around since 1955, what do we do to keep the interest in 2023? 1955, 2023. It's still a relevant brand. One of the largest worldwide for several factors, but keeping that alive in 2023 with Gen Z or young millennial.
And you have to know what the younger minds are thinking.
Right. See, that's another part of it. They make it their business. So, well, what's hot now? Who's the hot person? What is the person we can use? And then on Cardi B's side, she has cleaned up a lot of stuff to where she realizes I'm a brand and I need to do business with other family oriented brands. So I have to be family oriented.
Right.
Because now I think they've got 2 kids. They live in Atlanta. All of the stuff that you think, well, okay, coming from the reality rap scene and all that stuff, there's a lot of, issues. But she was smart to realize if I'm going to do a brand deal, I think she started out with Pepsi a few years ago and then now McDonald's. So that's how you get to that level being, okay, I'm a reality rap star and I've got a following. How do I make the connection to where that audience, that company, that corporation wants to connect with my audience? And it
Yeah,
works. And
so
it
now
works.
she's winning the hearts and minds of the marketing industry, as well as her fans.
Would that commercial work if they just did a regular actors? Because
No.
like, well, who are you? Who cares?
Mm-mm.
Right?
But Cardi B says get a quarter pounder with barbecue sauce. They're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
that's what she said. Well, yeah, with the barbecue sauce. And see how it's the items on the menu, but they got specialty things. Oh, I want this sauce. I don't, whatever. And they could have made up a Cardi B barbecue sauce, but they didn't do that. They just said, "What do you like?" It was so simple, but yet so powerful.
right.
And they got the news attention, the PR, and as the day goes on, people are going to talk about, because like I said, I heard about it this morning. I didn't check it out, and I said, well, let's check it out, because that's one of the winning the hearts and minds. And what Mark says, thank you, Mark, was saying about the thing that you do to get a customer is different from the thing that you do to keep them. So this is more
Yeah.
about keeping.
Right.
But
And
it's going to get new people because they're going to be like, well, what's this Cardi B thing? And they go into, oh, McDonald's, I haven't been in there in years. Let me go and see.
because you can go in McDonald's every once in a while
Mm-hmm.
and get you a little something something. And because it's Valentine's Day, maybe because Cardi B did it, let me try the quarter pounder with barbecue sauce and let's see.
Right. You don't have to be a fan of hers, but you know her name, or you've heard talk or seen some snippet of this, that, and the other. So
And
there's the
then
name recognition.
and McDonald's has a boost in sales on February 14th.
Yes. But see, this is the thing about McDonald's, that they have evolved as a brand consistently. I've seen different things over the years from McDonald's that show that they're paying attention to what is the current vibe and flow of this age group, 18 to 34, because that's what their age group is. Like we said earlier, like the older folks are coming in for coffee and a biscuit or a egg McMuffin or something light, or something, because there's a part where you say, okay, I gotta watch my cholesterol, I can't have that. Maybe I'll go in for the grilled salad. Then they have salads, but their main thing is to sell those burgers and fries and sodas, and that's for young people because they can eat that and it won't bother them. Won't bother them yet. So I thought that was good.
Mark has a
Well,
comment. He
mhm.
says McDonald's is such a cultural mainstay, at least in the US. They don't have to focus much on attracting new customers. It's more
Mhm.
about continuing to bring them back.
Yes, get them back in the door with a well-known brand. And how do you do that? By keeping current.
Yes.
What's the current star? Who are the current stars? Who is the current person that gets all the attention? And that changes.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure whoever the current person in 1955, they might have used them as an appearance. Oh, come and see Frankie Valli. I'm just throwing out names. At the New Jersey McDonald's on blah blah
McDonald's.
blah. And they've all flocked to that. So
McDonald's.
that's what it's about.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Getting the current person. So let me give you a little list. And I call this marketing with love. So there's a list. So marketing with love is building meaningful relationships, offering real value, nurturing versus selling, delivering on your promises, and serving the right people. So this, I'm glad I saw this story today. I think I was on chat. I was watching, and I said, "Oh, let's talk about that McDonald's ad," because I hadn't even seen it. I just went, "Okay, they're using Cardi B, and this is good for McDonald's, for brand building, for brand re-recognition." I guess not even recognition because it's not a new brand. Re-recognition, getting, like Mark says, getting people back in for the day,
Right.
and they're going to make a lot of sales today versus they would have, say, last Tuesday when it was just Tuesday, just a regular Tuesday.
That is interesting because it would have just been a Tuesday. Today is
Yeah, it would have just
Valentine's.
been a Tuesday, and they could have not done a Valentine's Day promotion, but it's smart to do that. This is also getting into holiday marketing. We talked about that. You get extra attention today because it is a quote unquote holiday where people will pay attention So,
Yes.
there's the florist, the chocolate people, whoever's selling chocolate, you got Valentine's chocolate. Local restaurants here in New York, they have a lover's special 2 for 1, blah blah blah. But those things get booked up way in advance.
Right.
So what we got: food, restaurant, florist.
Jewelry.
Those are the jewelry, and probably wine, and those are probably the traditional the industries that they have, a Valentine's Day promotion. But anybody can have one. You just got to tie it in with love
And
from your customers. Hmm.
McDonald's did that well, and they stayed where they were. You
They
didn't see
stayed
them
in their
out.
lane.
They weren't out in the Alps somewhere, and with the trains and all of that. They're just like right
Yeah,
there in the mall.
they didn't make a special Valentine's Day burger or special no, they were just like, love, relationship, who's a couple we can get, who's a hot celebrity couple we can get, who's not too problematic, who has a big following, who's going to come in that day and want to eat what we have. Was a no-brainer. So, and then I love that they kept the cost low because of the production factor. I mean, they could have, they could have shot that with an iPhone. I don't know what they shot it with. I'm just, giving out ideas. Like, they could have just,
It would have
given.
been
Mm-hmm.
anything. It was intimate. It
Yes,
was uh, well thought out,
no
and
lighting, no big lights and people blustering about.
you're looking at it thinking, huh, I
I
might want
gotta
to try
find
that.
out. This is just me background. I gotta find out what agency did that, because that was perfect.
Oh, you mean simple is best?
Yes.
Mm,
And guess
simple.
what? I mean, and I say this not a script. They probably, said, just say blah blah blah, whatever. And then they mentioned the meal, like, what's your favorite? I mean, that was probably part of the script. But when I say script, like, there's no, okay, uh Cardi B says this, Offset says that, and they read, because they have to learn the lines, and that doesn't come across as genuine
Correct.
versus asking a question. This is documentary style. If you've ever seen that, a lot of documentaries, they ask a question. There's somebody off camera asking a question, and the person answers it, and they use that in the
Yes.
documentary. But there's somebody asking a question. They just cut that part out. They cut that part out. So this is kind of like that. What's your favorite? What's your favorite McDonald's sandwich, or whatever. And then but they had both of them ask each other, which was even better. So I mean, we're just gushing about this thing. It's really great. I'm glad to see that McDonald's has got their finger on the pulse of like what's popular now. So
Right.
and it's an old brand. It's an old
And there's a
established
lot
brand,
of old
1955.
brands who are not
Yes.
doing
Yes,
it.
they're not in business, and here's hello Sears. Hello
Oh,
Toys R Us.
Sears, Toys R Us. There's
Toys R Us,
other
Sears,
people.
a bunch we could list, but they're not here. So this is a part. We got to win the hearts and minds. You got to remember who your audience is. You got to innovate and keep up with the times. You don't, McDonald's didn't do some Web 3.0 metaverse Tron looking commercial. They didn't do that. Simple.
They kept it simple. So what were your points again? Because you gave us.
Yeah, let me read them again. So I was saying market with love, building meaningful relationships, offering real value, nurturing overselling, delivering on your promises, serving the right people. And that's just come from a helpful standpoint of, and to break it down for us, is to be the resource. Be the resource. Say who you are. Delivering high quality content, educate, inspire, motivate your audience. That it helps you establish your brand as a trusted source of information. We're saying to be consistent, to be there and show up where you are, whether you get 5 people today or 500. Last week I had 500 people on my live. Today I got 5. So are you looking at numbers? Are you delivering value? Are you looking to help an audience? Are you looking to help people? Are you just going, well, I need numbers? Well, when we said that a lot, numbers don't deliver money to your bank account unless you take the numbers and get a brand deal, and then you get the. But we're not in that. We're not influencers. That's the influencer track. You're in a business where I need customers. I need to know what the customers want and need. I need to track them, and it needs to be a fit. That's the whole customer journey. And it looks simple because some people are at the point with their business, if they're making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, they've got a system in place. That's a system working. They
That is
figured it out.
that's a key right there, TJ. That
Yeah,
is
they
the
have a
key.
system. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people that I work with, they want to. I ask them, okay, how many sales do you want to get by the end of February or whatever? And I'm like, okay, so where are your clients now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're all on my phone, or I'm like, you got to get a system because you haven't been talking to them. You haven't been reminding them that you're there. You sold them some soap last
Right.
week or last
Mm-hmm.
year, but you haven't talked to them since they bought that soap last year.
Right.
Did you say
Right.
thank you? Did you say, hey, there's a new scent on the horizon? There's this scent will help you feel relaxed or what? You didn't tell them. You just, you sold
But
them the
see,
soap.
all of that is the thing about the scent relaxing and they sending out the new scent. Why do I what that got to do with me? I don't really care. Like you said, you haven't talked to me in months. You haven't asked me anything. You haven't said happy birthday. You haven't said, hey, how's your day going? How's your week going? How's your week going? If it's not going great, I've got a new scent to help with that. But you have to have the conversation flowing all the time. Can't show
Yeah.
up and out when I made a sale. Let me show out. Let me go away.
No, and what you just said, you have to have the conversation going all the time.
Right. And
You
see,
never.
that was difficult before. That was difficult before. Now we've got tools that cut that time in half.
I told the one client, I said, look, you got to text. You gonna text everybody who bought you something and just say, hey, I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to, buy with me last year. You got to talk to them
Hmm. Yeah, but I don't understand why the thought process is that's too much to do. I don't have time for that. You
because
should make all the time.
right. And I believe there's been an erroneous, just like you said, that, okay, if I put it on social media, they're going to come. No, you need to talk to people.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a simple thing, but it's very complex. It's very simple. You put out content, you have a call to action, you have the place for them to go, the link in bio. You make it easy for them to put it in a cart or purchase, and then they buy. But you got to keep that thing going because, like Mark says, the things you do to get them as a customer is different from when you want to keep them.
Right.
And then once you've gotten that new customer, you want to keep them because there's more, you have to do more effort to get a brand new one. That's what we're
Yes.
talking about now. No, like, and trust. And Fran, what were you saying about the 3 questions that the person said?
Yeah. The three questions were, uh, do they like me? Can I help them? Do they trust me?
Right. And see, if you want a new customer, you got to do that with a new customer. Once you get them through those 3 questions and they bought from you and they're on the other side, that's a whole nother ball of wax. That's
Right.
called nurturing. That's called, can I help you? Let me ask you about your day. Is everything going all right? Let me know. Let me know. And people appreciate that. They're not going to bombard you with, oh, can you do? They're going to appreciate that and it's going to stick in here. They're not going to respond to you, but it's going to stick in here that you
Right.
asked and you cared.
Right. It's just like when you think about somebody, you call them. This is just my little rule. If I'm
Mhm.
thinking about you, oh, I'm thought about TJ today. Let me see how she's doing. Hey, TJ, thought about you. Is there anything that you need? Just wanted to say, hey.
Right. And I said, no, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Enjoy your day.
Right.
And all of that can happen in a DM and a text message and an email, all of that stuff. And it takes seconds.
Seconds. You didn't ask,
And
I didn't ask her if she'd like to buy my latest book on real estate or nothing.
right.
Just calling to see how you're
They
doing.
they love to do that on LinkedIn. Hey, as soon as you accept the request, they go, "Oh, here's my new. Did you want to buy this? I'm offering this." I'm like, "I don't know you," and I go, "Delete," because I'm like, we're supposed to get to know each other first. Instantly go into sell mode because people see that other people are making lots of money. And I said millions. I mean, people making millions, but they have a system that they've tried and tested, and they've answered those 3 questions, and they've done the things that we talked about today. And they have a team that puts everything in a system, and they check the system to make sure everything goes by. The system, other people call it a funnel. I like to call it a system because it makes sense. It's a system.
Yeah, I like
Boom, boom,
system
boom,
too.
boom.
I like
Right?
system. And the
Right.
system works. You still have to work the system.
Right.
You still have to be a part of it. And I agree with you that you cannot be the one who just asking. You have to give,
Right.
give.
And how you figure out a system that works for you is you do steps. Do 10 steps and then, oh, did that work? Okay, well, let me see. Can I cut some steps out? And then the next time you do it, it may take 5 steps. Or there's a tool that does it for you and you automatically set it. But I caution you against automatic setting. Just check on it, make sure. But a system works like that. You put it in, it comes out. And you go, I know it's going to come out this way because I've tested it and it works. And this is what I do. So there's a part of it, but once you get that system going, it just go. It's like a factory that just puts stuff out, but you got to check on it.
And
Quality,
everybody,
quality assurance,
right.
quality checking. Mm-hmm.
Before they automated a system in a factory, they had people who manually went through the
And
process.
made it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They manually did it, and then once they had a working system that was done manually, then they automated.
Right.
They did.
Automation comes last, not first. Because
Mhm.
see, people want to get to the setting and forget it. But you can't get to the setting and forget it. You got to do it from scratch first. You got to bake that cake from scratch. How did it come out? It did okay. It's a little lopsided. Let me try it again. Let me perfect the system, and then okay, the system means anybody can come in and run it. So if you're we're on the bakery and you're making these cakes and you need to expand and scale, you make the system to where it does this, this, and this, and then you can bring people in and say, okay, step one, you do this, and you just let that system flow. That's the scaling part of it. That's where the I'm making hundreds goes into I'm making millions from systems. That's how it works. So you have to get that, but you have to be involved with the process first. So some of the things that we're talking today about the winning the hearts and winning the minds, that means that you've got to do those things. That you got to say, "Hey, how can I get to the point where people are, know, like, and trust?" Know, like, and trust. And that, that sounds common. Everybody says it, know, like, and trust, but it's really simple, but you got to work each piece to where it becomes a system and you can let it go. Okay. So that's what we talk about a lot. I mean, we've been talking about intent based marketing and things like that. I mean, I like to use those terms, but sometimes I like to just say winning hearts and minds. It's simple. It connects, making connection. Like Mark said, making a connection. So you have to think about these things. So it's simple, but there's some degree of complexity in making it, and then you can make it simple, and then it becomes a system.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
All
good.
right. So that's it for today.
Yay.
I hope that helped you.
I'm going to share this with one of my clients. It's like, come on, talk to your people.
Hearts and minds. Hearts and minds. And don't just do it on Valentine's Day. It just happened to be a topic, and I was just glad that I saw that McDonald's story because that worked right in perfectly. But do this every day. Win the hearts and minds every day. Make that your intent when you're making content. How can I win the hearts and minds of my audience? And then that's the beginning of the customer journey to where you give them what they need of value, and then you help them, and then you give them call to action, and you direct them. Hey, come on over here. My business can help you with that want, that need, that problem. Come on over here. And they'll go with you
Right.
willingly. You don't have to drag them. You don't have to show up, buy this. Why aren't they buying? Because I don't want what you're selling. Figure
You
that
have
out first.
you have to show them that you care.
Yeah, show them that you care, and
And
that's all the love.
and that was the same way you had to write your grandmother a letter.
Hmm.
My mom would make us write our grandmother a letter. Okay, stop what you're doing. Everybody come inside, sit down, and write the letter.
Hmm.
You show
I
people that
love that.
you care.
Right. I love that idea. So if you're having difficulty or you're having problems with like, well, where do I start? That's a good suggestion, right? Write your one person, your one customer a letter. The one person that you're talking to. Write them a letter and say, what you would help them with. How would you provide a service or for them or solve their problems or something for them? Not for, well, my business can do this. They don't care about that. It's like, what can you do? What can you do for them? So write that letter. That'll give you some ideas. And then you can take that information and stick it in chat GTP or whatever tool you're using. And then you can really get your message fine
Out.
tuned.
Right.
Yeah, get your message out, fine tune it, and then get it out.
I
Okay.
like this because that's the part that's
Yeah,
missing.
see, I think a part of this is that we don't know where to start, or we don't know what to say, or I hear that a lot, I don't know what to say. Like you were saying about sending the SMS messages or texting people, I don't know what to say. Well, if you get the idea, and we talked about this before with Chat GPT. I get ideas and I record them and I stick them in Chat GPT or Canva Write and see what comes out. And I said, oh, I can use this, I can use that. I
Yes.
pick pieces out and I said, okay, those are things I didn't think about from the one idea. One idea. So this is another thing when people want to write a book. How do I write a book? You don't write the book. You sit down and you get the idea and you make the outline. And the book flows from there.
Yes.
You don't write the book. You start with the idea. That's
Right.
it. So start with the idea. We got lots of tools to help. I mean, we've listed so many. Futuretools.io, just all everything. I think we're gonna get to the point where Facebook and Instagram is gonna have Chat GPT inside of it. So just
And you'll be
wait for
able
that.
to in your
Yeah,
Canva,
it's gonna be in there.
in your when you get
Right.
ready to
But
put
that's
the
gonna be the
caption
paid
in.
version. Now, because Meta is looking at paid version. So that would be in
Oh,
the paid version. So
okay.
decide how decide what you want to use. And
Okay.
that's it. That's what I have for you today. Hope
Thank you.
hope it helped you clear up some issues, get some clarity, get some ideas flowing, some creativity flowing for what you need to do online to grow your business.
Yay. Winning the hearts and minds.
Yes.
We want to say thank you for tuning in today. You can find TJ everywhere. Terry Johnson online everywhere. And then
Yeah.
you can
And
just
join the Discord.
yes, please
Go
do.
to
You can get
because that's
notifications,
where that's
special
where more will be.
special things happening over there.
There's
And
a freebie channel in there, and actually, I got some things. I put a lot of stuff in there. I'm going to reorganize it because I don't want it to be too confusing. But there's a freebie channel. That's where the freebie stuff will go. And when there's other content, other things, it'll be there. Like I'm thinking of a workshop. I'm thinking so those things will be in there. And Discord is easy. You just go to Discord on your browser, or you can install the app. Or we got app fatigue. A lot of people don't want to install apps. I understand that, but there's a computer version, a browser version. You can go to Chrome and type it in and get it that way. So
yes. So there's really
oh,
no excuse. And then don't get fatigued. Just get the tools that you need to be a better marketer. And TJ
yeah.
is helping us with that every day. Come on now. Winning hearts and minds. You can do this.
Thank you.
TerryJohnsonOnline.com/info. Get on the Discord channel. and
Follow me
learn.
everywhere, Terry Johnson online. Oh,
Yep.
the Spoutable. We talked about that on Friday. If
Woo-hoo!
the Spoutable is open for everybody,
Everybody.
spoutable.com. I'm over there too. So go over there and sign up. Even if you don't use it, just go over there and get your brand name or your handle. So
Yes.
it's not someone's taking it. So and
Right.
I haven't used it in a couple of days, but I'm gonna go check over there. It's getting faster. Like
Right.
they're learning the process of making it faster. And it's not an app, it's spoutable.com. If you want to use it on your phone, just go to your browser,
Right.
Safari or Chrome, and type it in.
And I'm over there too, Francine Gregory. I think I need to put one together for Bizchicks. And so
Okay.
we'll have a spoutable over there as well. So thank you. You can become a part of Bizchicks. Just text Biz to 33777 or go to bizchicks.net. Either way, get in on this community. We are here about promoting you. We want to help you get your genius out to the world, help you build a profitable business that's fun to run, and to take the hassle out of your hustle.
Yes.
You can
Most
do
definitely.
this. This is
Yeah.
what we're here for. So we want to say thank you. We'll be back tomorrow with Coach Karen. Terry will be there with her. And then Thursday, we'll be talking happy, healthy habits. Friday, we'll be talking tech.
Yep.
Probably more on Spoutable on Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk more
And
about it.
yes, and then we're still learning some things about Instagram, and they're going live to Instagram. So
Oh, the live stream part of it.
yeah, I don't think I got to check to see if we're worthy yet. It wasn't released out to me. Um,
Yeah, so I think Instagram's gonna roll it out really slowly.
it is
I
very
think they
slowly
are.
because I was like,
Hmm.
this has been about a year almost, or
Yeah,
six
I
months.
don't that's gonna come out really slowly. That's not like one of their priorities, but that it will be a tool.
Yeah, because somebody is
Um,
already using it. I was like, what?
yeah, but I don't think that's not like on
They're
high
not.
on the list. But they'll do it.
Yeah,
They'll
because
do it.
it would help. But anyway, um, we want to say thank you. We'll be back. TJ will be back next Tuesday, so mark your calendar and
Hmm.
be here.
Yep. Be
Come on
here.
in.
Thanks everybody.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. Looking
You're
forward
welcome.
to talking to you again tomorrow and then Friday.
Yeah.
All righty then. Enjoy the rest of your
Bye
week.
everybody.
Bye bye. Oh, go to the front of your own line.
Yeah.